Hey guys, so today I have a tutorial for you all. Technically this is a tutorial, it's more kind of like a tip kind of video I want to say. But this video is how to goth when you're too lazy to goth. I find myself experiencing this a lot. It's just kind of like you have those days where you need to go out but you don't want to go full out, if you understand. But yeah, this is oh great. Lipstick on my teeth, sexy. But this is just kind of my tips on what I do. Everybody's different really, so if it's not really your style, I didn't do something else I guess. But I mean usually what I do is I just kind of like crazy eye contour and all that fun stuff. So yeah, what else do I gotta say? Oh yeah, thank you guys for 500, almost 550 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. I feel like I just hit like 100 like less than 2 weeks ago, but it's crazy, like I said, growing really rapidly. So yeah, if you'd like to see how to get all gothed up when you're a lazy ass and don't want to, then just keep on watching. I get to like the whole thing first, but I totally forgot to mention contacts. Contacts can really help with your whole look. I have blackout ones on. I'll explain it more in the video, but you can find them fairly cheap on like Wish and stuff. Don't go off on me. I know they're not the most quality, like the best quality ones you can get, but I haven't had a problem with them. I like them, whatever, so I'm gonna use them. Until I have a problem with them, I'm not gonna stop using them. But yeah, so contacts you can get like white ones, like all white ones with the black circles around it, or red ones or blue ones. You can get whatever color, and I think these were only like $4, but yeah. So another tip, contacts, they really change your whole look. Okay, so more I look really scary I guess with these contacts in, but I got some blackout ones. I really like them. So I already have my basic foundation on, which is a mixture of the Kat Von D Lock and Tattoo foundation in Light 42 and the Maybelline Matte Poreless Fit Me in 110. I really can't give too much advice on foundation because I've tried like every YouTuber or goth YouTuber's kind of tricks and they didn't work for me, so I think it's really, you gotta find your own. But so on days when I don't do a lot to my eyes, I like to make my face very pale, as if it already wasn't pale enough. But I take my Ben Nye Super White. Lots of people use this daily, but on days where I have my eyes all done up, I just use the basic translucent powder. But what I like to do is I put it on my brush, because I have the little sifter kind of one. But I put my brush, I don't know if you guys can see, but kind of like pat it down a bit so it doesn't go on too harsh. You'll see what I mean, because like if you put it like that, it's gonna get everywhere. But I do recommend, if you're gonna use white powder, don't wear what you're gonna wear for the day while putting it on. So now that we're even more pale, I'm gonna contour. Now, I really like a really heavy contour. I guess I'm inspired by 80s kind of things, or I guess you could refer to that. But my contour I use is actually a NYX eyeshadow. This is the shade SOS. It's just kind of like a basic taupe color, and I use it for contour. So I just take a basic brush. I got mine off AliExpress for 50 cents, so you really don't need a good contour brush. I've had this one for 2 years. So what I do is I just really heavily contour. I don't usually contour my nose or anything, or you know, jawline. I feel like when I contour right here or like around my jawline, it makes me look like I have a double chin even more. So I don't like doing that. On occasion I will contour like my forehead area, but I think that's when I have my hair up, and I usually don't. So that's that. Now I think I'm just gonna jump in and do my eyebrows. Now for me, I only have half my eyebrows. I shaved the rest of them. If you don't have your full ones, I guess you could just add in a little extra square, but and if you have your natural ones, you'll just have to figure out how to do it yourself then, because I don't know how to help you. But so what I do is, what I like to do first is I find like things I can lean on, so I can lean into the mirror. So I'm just gonna like stack some palettes. Literally, it's what I do. It's kind of ghetto, but it works. So I'm using the Physicians Formula eye boosting pen. I was using the Kat Von D tattoo liner, but then I decided too expensive to just waste on my brows every day. So now I just kind of use that for detailing. But what I do is I pretty much just like sketch out this part. On days when I don't have like a lot going for my on for my makeup, I just like making them kind of normal looking, for my standards at least. But I like to make them very thin, kind of, on the tails. So it's kind of like this. And yes, I will go fix them with concealer. But for concealer, I use the Krylon paint stick in the shade 406. And don't be afraid if you mess it up to just start over. That happens to me a lot. As you can see, I had to go back and fix everything. But yeah, so I have a feeling since I'm doing this on camera, I'm just gonna fail again, but I'm just gonna attempt. So now that I have kind of like a basic kind of thing, I don't really care if my eyebrows match up, because mostly on this side, my hair is covering it anyway, so if it doesn't look exactly the same, I'm fine with it. I mean, it has to be at least somewhat the same shape, but then what I do is I just take kind of a thin brush like this, and I just take a black eyeshadow. I'm using from the Gwen Stefani palette shade Blackout, just because it's right here. But it really doesn't matter what black eyeshadow you use. I like to do mine in black. I guess you can do them in brown or whatever other color your hair is. But I recommend like finding a pen that same color. So what I do is I just kind of, I like filling in this part kind of dark, and then kind of like taking like the flat side of it and just dragging it. I feel like it makes kind of like almost an ombre effect. I think that's like the whole Instagram trend or whatever. But you want to make sure your pen lines fade in correctly, otherwise it's gonna look kind of weird. Then I just go in and I fill in the tail with the pen. Now if you don't like shine to your brow, I think that's how I've heard people refer to it a couple times, but as you can kind of tell, this part, it's shiny, it's not very matte. You can just go and put more black eyeshadow on top of the pen when you're done. I kind of like them shiny. I think it looks kind of cool, but yeah, so if you don't like them shiny, just use black eyeshadow over it. So next I'm just going to move on to the eyes. Now for the eyes, you want to make sure they match the rest of your face, because as you can see, they're kind of different colored. So what I do is I take on my beauty blender, kind of on the edge of the foundation, just kind of dab it on just a little bit, and dab it off your hand. If you're wearing contacts like me, make sure not to press too hard, because then your eye will, I don't actually know what happened, but just don't fuck up your contacts. All I can say. Then before I have any like eye makeup on, actually, I like taking a setting spray. I use the one from Hard Candy. It works. So I just like to give it a little bit of spray. So now back to the eyes. So what I like to do when I don't want to do a lot is I'll just take a taupe shade. So going back into the Gwen Stefani palette, I'm going to take the shade Anaheim, which is taupe. And it's not as taupe as my contour, but it's more brown toned. The one I use for my contour is kind of gray. So Just gonna take a little bit of that and a fluffy brush. This one's from Laura Mercier ponytail brush. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna run it almost through my crease. Then just taking a shade lighter from it, or lighter than that shade, I'm gonna use the shade Stark, which is right next to it. I'm just gonna blend up a little bit. And the next step is optional if you want. I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna do it today, I guess. So I'm gonna take the shade Zone, which is the third darkest there, and I'm going to lightly put it under my eye. And then I'm just gonna take the littlest bit of the shade Serious, the fourth shade in that row, or I think that's the last shade, this one right here, and I'm gonna add that right to the corner. Now I'm gonna take my pen again and I'm gonna just put like the littlest amount of eyeliner on my top lashes. Just kind of like press it into your lashes because we're gonna put on fake lashes and you don't want your, I don't know what the reasoning is why this makes your lashes look better, but it does. This next part is pretty much just kind of what distracts everybody from everything. So what you're gonna want to do is just get the biggest pair of freaking fake lashes you can get. Mine are, let's see, I stacked 2 different pairs, but I think both of them are from AliExpress, but I don't know, I ended up stacking these and they turned out really good. So I'm just gonna put those on. Okay, so now that I have my lashes on, I'm most likely not going to include the clip of me putting the lashes on because I just realized I was like this the whole time and all you see is my eyebrows, so there's no point in putting that clip in there. But next thing I can recommend is draw something on your face. Now, I always have the little X thing I draw, so that's what I do. But, I don't know, you can draw bats or stars or like little Mi Vida Loca thing with 3 dots. I don't know, draw whatever you want. I feel like my little thing, it's just kind of my staple, I want to say, or my trademark. I don't know how you could put that, but I think everybody should have their own little thing, so find out yours. So I'm just gonna draw mine on. So the next thing I do, which is optional because most people kind of like to stay matte, but I like to highlight a little bit, and I just use this knockoff Kat Von D palette I got off AliExpress. Judge me all you want, I don't care. So what I do is this one is like, I use the one in the center, it's like a silvery color, but what I do is I take out my finger and I kind of wipe it off on the edge a little because it's really pigmented, and then I just kind of go along my cheeks and my nose and my upper lip and everything. So now for the lips. Now I recommend a very dark lip with this because if you do a light one, I mean, I guess you could, but it kind of takes the goth element out of it, I want to say. But for today I'm going to be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream shade Transylvania. But yeah, it's kind of like a dark berry purple color. I really like doing purples with this kind of look because, I don't know, you can do like black or dark red, I don't know what other colors are there, but blue, you know, whatever color you want, it's your preference pretty much. It does take a lot of building up. I didn't record the whole thing because my camera's gonna run out of space, but if you just do maybe 2 or 3 coats, it's not that heavy, which is good, so that's what I did. But that is pretty much all I do for this lazy goth tutorial, I guess you can call it. But yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do that because I'd love to have you here for all the glorious videos and other crap I come out with. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!